What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. Before I get into this video, as I always want to remind you guys that if you're watching this video and haven't subscribed to Too Raw for TV, please subscribe to Too Raw for TV. If you like the content, if you like and appreciate the content as well, hit the like button. And also, if you see that little bell on the screen, if you're looking at an app or computer or whatever, hit that bell to make sure that you're notified of any video that drops from this channel. And the main reason I'm telling you these things is because YouTube tries to suppress things for small channels due to their new algorithm. So, having said that, let's talk about the situation with LeBron James. Um, Basically, he's getting it right now. He's getting it on social media. All right, he's being cooked on social media in a way that he hasn't been ever. I mean, even people who've been longtime supporters of LeBron James are turning their backs on him, and he's doing damage control right now, trying to keep this thing from getting out of hand. Oh yeah, and shout out to Ticket TV for his video on this situation, and shout out to Say Less for his video. So this is the thing: LeBron James was asked about this situation, and LeBron James was asked to give his opinion about the situation, and basically, this whole thing stemmed from a tweet from Houston Rockets general manager Daryl Morey when he said in the tweet, quote, "Fight for freedom, stand with Hong Kong." And basically, LeBron James responded about Daryl Morey's tweet saying, quote, "I'm not here to judge how the league handled the situation." See that right there, because the league kind of pretty much censored Morey. So right there, when you say, "I'm not here to judge how the league handled the situation," in effect, you're saying, I side with the NBA. LeBron should have gave the world's greatest non-answer or just kept quiet about the situation. He should have, because that right there is what everybody heard, who are Hong Kong supporters. He said, "I just think that when you're misinformed or you're not educated about something, and I'm just talking about the tweet itself, you never know the ramifications that can happen." See, all of this, LeBron means well, but that's all they're hearing. We all see what that did, not only did for our league, but for all of us in America, for people in China as well. Sometimes you have to think through these things that you say that may cause harm not only for yourself but for the majority of people. I think that's just a prime example of that. And everybody just went, everybody just went nuts on LeBron James after this, man. You know, Hong Kong protesters I read burning LeBron James jerseys, and you know, it's funny if these motherfuckers just went out and bought a LeBron James jersey just to burn it. you know, but I don't know, man. It's then he's out there pretty much doing. Then LeBron James felt like he had to come back and do damage control, and he said, "Look, quote, my team in this league just went through a difficult week. I think people need to understand what a tweet or statement can do to others, and I believe nobody stopped and considered what would happen. Could have waited a week to send it." Yeah. See, then you have this Senator Josh Hawley, from a Republican from Missouri. Having just been in Hong Kong on the streets and with the protesters, this kind of garbage is hard to take. LeBron, are you educated on this situation? Why don't you go to Hong Kong? Why don't you meet the people there risking their lives for their most basic liberties? This statement of LeBron James is unbelievable. So many people could have been harmed. By Daryl Morey daring to express sympathy for democracy? Newsflash, Negro. People are being harmed, nigga. Shot, beaten, gassed right now in Hong Kong by China, by the Communist Party NBA is so eager to appease. Then a columnist said, if only Morey had done what you did Monday, LeBron, and tacitly admit that the only thing that really matters is your ability to sell shoes and market Space Jam 2 in a country of 1.4 billion, we could have had an intellectually honest discussion about doing business in China and the cost of free speech in a country where only propaganda is tolerated. And Senator Ben Sasse, a Republican from Nebraska, I always speak in these fucking foghorn leghorn voices for the fucking Republicans. You're parrots and communist propaganda, son. China is running through torture camps, and you know it. Yeah. So Fox News, which is the Trump channel, Republican channel, and Trump already kind of is a certain way toward China anyway. So yeah, they roasting LeBron James over on Fox News. They love it. They love it. They love it. So yeah, I'm of the opinion, man. LeBron would have been better off not saying anything. He would have been better off not saying anything, especially right now. Right now, LeBron James should have been a politician. Okay, LeBron James usually a very savvy guy, but he fucked up when he said that statement. I would have never said anything because you're damn if you do and damn if you don't in this situation. If you come out in favor of the Hong Kong protesters, which I am actually, but I'm not LeBron James. I'm not a politician. I'm not a face of anything. I'm just a regular fucking guy. You know what I'm saying? But if you come out in favor of the Hong Kong protesters, which is the morally right thing to do, and a lot of Republicans can go to hell too because you guys ain't got no moral high ground because you got a fucking president doing around all types of fucked up shit, and you guys, we need to look at the more evidence. I need more evidence to see what Trump is doing. I just don't see any evidence of wrongdoing. I don't see what people are seeing. Even though they see it, I just don't see Trump doing any crime. Shut the fuck up. But but anyway, in this situation, LeBron James, if he came out in favor of the Hong Kong protesters, then you upset the apple cart with China and the NBA. You know what I'm saying? And we know how heavily invested China is with the NBA. You got Yao Ming over there. We got we had games over there. You know what I'm saying? China, I believe the NBA is basketball and the NBA is the biggest sport over there in China. Basically the NBA. Well, fuck just the NBA. America in general is heavily invested with China. You know what I'm saying? Economically, China owns a lot of the United States. Some of our products come over. Some of our products that we invest are made in China. So many of our American products are over there in China. Uh, so we've been invested in China, you know, financially for 45 years, ever since Nixon opened the door with them in 1972. So basically, yeah, like China to me is like that chick, man, that we know ain't shit, but we just can't stop fucking with her because number one, she's a bad bitch. She's a bad bitch, man, and she got loads of money, loads of fucking money. big ass, big titties. I mean, all this shit, man. Fucking fine, fucking dime, 10. But she's a scumbag, man. She's not a scumbag to us, but she's a scumbag to her fucking kids, man. Treat them like absolute shit. Like Joan Crawford 2.0. Absolute fucking scumbag to her kids. And we see that shit, man. But every time we speak up on it a little bit, man, she throw us that look, man. You know what I'm saying? She throw us that look, man, and she, hey, let us wax that ass, and we somehow we just delude ourselves into not seeing that shit, you know. Um, I mean, it's just discipline, you know. I mean, that's just how she is, you know. Yeah, you know. I mean, yeah, she got her kids wearing Walmart clothing while she's dressing in the baddest attire and shit, man. But I mean, it's just, you know, she trying to keep her kids from. Yeah, she beat her kids, I know, but hey, man, she come from a hard time, man. You know, from a different era and shit, man. Yeah, I mean, yeah, she's abusive and shit. Yeah, she's verbally abusive to, you know, basically, you know, that's kind of like in a nutshell how China is. You know what I'm saying? In the United States and in this situation, NBA and China. But yeah, if I was LeBron, man, this is why Michael Jordan never spoke out on shit, man. You know, and we talking about race relations. See, race is one thing because the vast majority of people are gonna be on your side. But this situation, yeah, you got both liberals and conservatives feeling a certain type of way about this. So it's it's one of those situations where LeBron is fucked up because LeBron is handcuffed because he's the face of the NBA. He's the face of the NBA, so he only can say but so much. Like LeBron's an outspoken guy, but let's not forget he's not Muhammad Ali. Okay, he's not Muhammad Ali, and we shouldn't expect him to be Muhammad Ali. He's as outspoken an athlete as we have in our times, but he's not Muhammad freaking Ali. And we can't keep expecting our athletes to be this way. Because when you do take a stand, right? Let's just be in LeBron James' shoes for a second. If you do take a stand on something, let me ask you guys something. How many NBA players were really in solidarity with Colin Kaepernick when he did what he did? Because we all know what Colin Kaepernick did was the right thing to do. No matter what trolls and all these other people, Fox News, fuck them, we all know what he did was the right thing. But really, how many NBA players really came out and backed Colin Kaepernick? And then we saw a lot of NBA players come out and kneel and do that and shit, right? But really, the big marquee guys, right? The guys with real power in the NBA, did any of them really come out and support Colin Kaepernick like that? Not many. Some, but not many. And with this situation, LeBron James, who is still the face of the league, even if he's not the best player anymore, but he's still the most marketable. He's a face of the league. He's a brand. He's a product. So that's going to get in the way. The business aspect, the entrepreneurship of LeBron James is going to kind of get in the way of LeBron James voicing his real concerns. You know, he was trying to step the line, and in that situation, that's not going to work, man. It's not going to work. Trying to be appeasing everybody. That's why Jimmy Carter's seen as a failure as a president, because Jimmy Carter a lot of times was trying to appease every fucking body. That doesn't work. It doesn't work. You know. But I mean, like I said, I personally side with the Hong Kong protesters. I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like Hong Kong used to be under British rule for so long, and I know that I'm a little rusty on like China history and shit. And my shit just basic. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even as informed about certain shit, but I know back in 1940s, China was under the leadership of General Chiang Kai-shek, and then eventually there was a war, basically a civil war in China in 1940 between Czech's forces and the communist forces under Mao Zedong and Zhou Enlai. And ultimately, in 1949, the communist forces were uh, victorious. But from the late 40s through the late 90s, I think it was 1997, Hong Kong was under British sovereignty, under British rule. So they grew up under a different culture than mainland China. Okay, they were under democracy, but that changed in 1997 when sovereignty switched from British rule for Hong Kong to communist rule. So mainland Chinamen, or I guess mainland Chilanders, China. I don't know what the fuck the right term to use, but their mindset is different from those in Hong Kong. You know what I'm saying? Um, and let's not lie. I mean, let's not forget that China is a totalitarian communist regime. Okay, they have done some fucked up shit. They detain people who speak out and do barbaric shit. Uh, you know what I'm saying? There's basically very little, if any, freedoms over there. So even though China is invested with us, let's not act like they don't do a lot of barbaric shit over there. I'm old enough to remember Tiananmen Square in 1989. I think it was June '89. So I remember a lot of this shit. I know and read about a lot of shit that China does that gets suppressed in the media over here because we're in bed with them. Same thing to go with the Saudis. They own like 8 to 10% of our fucking uh, economy. The Saudis. So that's why when they fucking murdered that journalist and reportedly butchered him to pieces, that's why you didn't hear Trump talking shit. He said something at first, but then you noticed nothing really was said about that. Because money is power. But had this been an Iraq dictator or something like that, or some small country in Africa, oh, the United States would have been bullied, some bullies and shit. But, you know, the United States has always been hypocritical though, man. Certain countries the United States speak out against, and then other countries that we're in bed with, either strategically or economically. Yeah, we if it's a Republican administration and it's a right wing uh, militia or whatever, and we're in bed with them economically, yeah, we look the other way when they do certain shit. When they chopping off heads, you know what I'm saying, for speaking out against the government, we turn the other head and act like we don't see the shit. But if it's another country doing the exact same thing, we want to speak out against them and shit. So yeah, I mean, yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. And to make a long story short, I think LeBron James should have just not said anything. Because this is one of those situations, especially right now, he should have said nothing. 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 But tell me what you guys think, man.